Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley Uzor. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back. If you have watched previous videos, this is like the umpteenth time of me making this video because I'm just sometimes a perfectionist, even though I really don't need to be. I've tried to make these videos somewhat impromptu, even though there should be some kind of structure to it. Just so you guys know, there's no faking here. This is real, this is raw, this is what it is. So if you guys see me looking down, it's just me looking at points I need to talk about because those last other videos, I felt like I was repeating things and I felt like I was going in circles sometimes and I was going off topic. So anyways, I know I'm supposed to get back to you guys like a little while ago. You all know from the last video that I was traveling. While I traveled, I decided to extend my stay. So that's why I'm coming to you guys now. And last time y'all saw me, I said I may do the 2.5 milligram dose of Zepbound plus the 5 milligram dose of Zepbound, and I did. I did give myself both shots the following Sunday because I was impatient. I felt like the suppression wasn't hitting. I felt like my weight loss was taking forever. I mean, I'm gonna admit it, I am becoming a little more impatient. Starting this journey, that means, when I had this VSG, I was okay with losing a couple to none every week, so long I was feeling like I was going down. But I feel like I've been at the same place forever because I kind of was for the last year or so. And so seeing my pounds go down slowly, I guess I was being very impatient. And I guess I wasn't giving the drug or the Zepbound the credit it deserved. When I did take those, or what also pushed me to take that 2.5 plus 5 milligram dose, is the fact that I had gained up to 202. Even though I gained up to 202, came down to 200, or I was 202. I was slowly going down from 208 to 205 to 202 to like 200, 201, something like that. And then I went up to 202. And so like, oh gosh, not again. I'm not trying to be in a stall. So I jumped the gun and took both shots. I took it on the same day, took it around the same area, tried a different spot, however, still in my stomach. That's kind of where I've been doing my shots, or where I was doing my shots. And the things I noticed is that I was very nauseous, or I was more nauseous than I'm used to being. Why I say that is because usually I'm only nauseous when I'm really full or when I drink right after I eat. But this time I was getting nauseous just by eating or taking in one food item, and that's not normal for me. So I know that must have been the side effect of the Zepbound, or both of those put together. And then I also noticed, with VSG, you have a restriction, a really strong restriction in the beginning, but then over time, if you're not careful, it starts to loosen up. I noticed with the Zepbound that it was starting to tighten back again. I wasn't eating as much as I'd like in one sitting, or as much as I used to in one sitting. I wouldn't say like because I want the suppression, but as much as I used to in one sitting. So I noticed it start to like tighten up after I did that. I took my first 7.5 milligram dose this past Sunday. The new things I started to notice is that I was starting to wake up to dry mouth every morning. That's completely new. I've never had that symptom, never had that experience until after that shot. So that's something new I've noticed, that I'm waking up every morning with dry mouth. As far as the bowel movement area, one thing I noticed is actually when I was previous, like the other 2 weeks, I noticed that my bowel movement I was kind of a little bit constipated. it was kind of like how I was going when I initially got my VSG, which was like small round balls. Sorry if it's too much information, but this is the real stuff. Not much. It was very little. As of lately, I feel like it's gotten better. My bowel movement has gotten better. So I'm happy with that. I thought I would have to now worry about that, worry about constipation, worry about gastroparesis. You know me, I'm always self-diagnosing myself off of Google. So forgive me. I almost did it again. But I was worried about just something going wrong with my digestive tract, but I feel like it's gotten better. So with that being said, those are the side effects that I've noticed. I feel like the nausea after the 7.5 milligram dose, the first 7.5 milligram dose, I feel like it still exists. It's still existing after I eat or drink something. You know, the protein shake that I like to drink is Core Elite or just the Fairlife chocolate protein shake. I notice after drinking those, immediately I start to feel nauseous, which is not something that happened to me before. But I guess that's the side effect of Zepbound for me. What else? Weight loss. All right, let's get to that because that's the thing that has been driving me a little bit crazy is the scale, which it shouldn't. But like I said, my mindset is if I lose like 10 pounds or 20 pounds, I'm losing a good amount of fat. So that's my mindset. So I'm trying to lose that much, you know. Losing 1 to 2 pounds doesn't make me feel like I'm losing much fat. It doesn't make me feel like I'm going to see more definition or really more change in my body. I do like a lot of updates or I take a lot of pictures of myself just so I can keep an eye on, you know, what's changing in my body. And I feel like I'm not really seeing it. And I guess the scale is my way of kind of gauging if I'm really losing the fat that I need to lose so that I can start seeing those changes. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but I hope you do. So, weight loss. I noticed from 202, I went down to 200s and then, or 201, 200s. And then last Sunday, before I took my first 7.5 milligram shot, I got down to 199. Yes, I got down to 199. So I'm under the 200s. I made it to Wonderland finally. And since I weigh myself for fun every morning, I kid myself by saying for fun. Since I weigh myself every morning, I noticed this morning I was 197. So Zepbound is actually working, and it probably has been working. I just been impatient. What else? Suppression. I don't know if I mentioned already with the suppression or the food noise. I didn't mention my cravings. I feel like they have really diminished. My cravings for sweets and baked goods, they have really, really, really diminished. My addiction to sweets and baked goods diminished. However, I am still thinking about food a lot. And I feel like the reason I am is because I said before, I'm trying to be intentional and intuitive with my eating. Because another side effect of this drug, well, I don't say drug, just losing weight in general, is muscle wasting, you know, excess. I mean, you're gonna have excess skin if you've had a lot or you stretch it so wide and you lost a lot of weight in one sitting. So just thinking about that. Really the main thing is just muscle wasting. That's my main thing, because I can't really have definition if I don't really have the muscle to define them. So thinking about that, that's been kind of driving my thinking, and that's been making me think about food often, because I'm thinking, when am I going to get where or how I'm going to eat my next meal? Like, what am I going to eat in my next meal so I meet all my macronutrients and I get my vitamins and minerals and stuff like that. So I feel like that's not a bad thing. I don't know if that's considered food noise, but for me, the food noise of baked goods has really diminished a lot. And I feel like it continues to diminish as I go up in my dosage. So far, I'm liking the 7.5 milligram dose because I'm seeing the pounds drop off the scale, which is somewhat like not sad, but sad because it's not a true, it may not be a true tell or true sign of, you know, what's going on with your body. But yeah, I'm happy that I'm finally starting to feel, I'm starting to feel and see the results, or feel or see a change. Well, see the change in the scale, not necessarily in my body. I feel like I still look the same, but feel like something is happening in regards to this medication, because I didn't have side effects on the 2.5, nor did I have it on the 5, unfortunately. Maybe this is the right dose that's really going to start working its thing, you know. So with that being said, another good thing that came out of this is, I think initially when I told you guys when I started this journey that I had drawn some labs. I drew some labs back in like April, May, and according to those labs, it said I was in the pre-diabetic range due to my A1C, and then my cholesterol, my LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, was high and just creeping up, and my total cholesterol was high. Now I just took a new set of labs like not too long ago, like I think beginning of this week, and my A1C has now decreased, and now I'm not in the pre-diabetic range, even though I'm very close to it. And my total cholesterol has now got into the healthy range, so I no longer have high cholesterol, you know. I'm no longer borderline high. I'm just in the healthy range, which is great. And then the LDL cholesterol has decreased. So I am still, unfortunately, my LDL cholesterol is still high, but it's much lower than what it was when I tested it back in April, May. So that's another positive that came out of me being on this medication, and me just losing the weight overall since then. Because before Zepbound, I think before I started Zepbound, or at the 2.5, like the last or the second dose of the 2.5 milligram dose, because, you know, I had took it one, took a pause, and then when it started again. Before I took that one, I think I was at 208. So far in totality, since I last weighed myself, 208, 11 pounds. Some will say that's slow. I do think it's slow, but I think I've come to accept that I'm now just gonna be a slow loser. I'm gonna be losing. It's just gonna be really slow. I'm not gonna be, I think, or according to all the research I've been doing and looking at other people's results, which I shouldn't do, or looking at just kind of listening to some experts or doctors on this, you're doing great when you're losing between 0.5 to, I believe, 2. So I, at least on average, I've been losing at least about 1 every week. So I'm doing, I guess, 0.5 at least 0.5 every week or more, which is good. I'm not a super loser or a super user, whatever they call it, is when folks are like knocking out 4 pounds, 5, or even more than that every week. But I think I'm starting to accept and be okay with me losing little by little every week, because I don't want to lose too much anyways. I started this journey not wanting to lose too much too quickly. I think that's what I still want. Not that I think, that is what I still want. I just want to see that there's progress happening. I want for a month, 2 months to pass, at least there was some progress, as opposed to me just being stagnant. So I'm accepting I'm a slow loser still, even on Zepbound, but at least I'm losing. Now for the body update, I'll stand up for you guys so you can see what I'm working with. I don't feel like I've lost, or I don't feel like you can see the change. I did measure myself around my waist and my stomach, and I feel like there's maybe a minute difference as far as the inches lost. And I don't think I'm gonna see much until maybe I get down like 10 more pounds or 20 more pounds. But this is what I'm working with. And forgive me if you guys see something you shouldn't see because it is December. Side view. Other side view. And I'll show you the back. Here's the back. And that is my full body. Rolls are still there, unfortunately, in the back. I still have my side fat, but I think with time, they'll start to get lower and lower. I started to feel like maybe there's just still excess skin hanging there. My husband said, no, we'll see. Only time will tell. Thank you for watching. Sorry if it was longer than you expected, but I had to get everything in. I will be posting extra stuff on my Instagram, which is Weight Loss by Ash. I will put all the extra information and detail down below so you guys can follow there, follow here, follow wherever you guys feel like following. Again, thank you. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.